Praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders of GMS for showing me this great truth. And shalom and salutations to my brothers in the four corners pumping out this truth with sincerity, long suffering, and longevity. All right, now I'm going to go into Isaiah chapter 3, verse 16 down to 26. Moreover, the Lord, Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shai, saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go and making and tickling with their feet. Now, to prove that this is talking about the Israelites, the real Israelites, and not those so-called Jews or no Israelis, or those so-called Jews women, are they walking around like that, haughty? No. Are the Israeli women walking around like that, haughty, thinking that they know shit? No. Therefore, the Lord will smite the scab of the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts. And that's the reason why you so-called Negroes continuously want to wear wigs and extensions in your head, because you're bald, and that's a curse of the Most High. That's another extinction that tells who the true Jews and the Israelites are. Verse 19, the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, Slacky, verse 18. In that day the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their cowls, and their round tires like the moon, the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, the bonnets and the ornaments of the leg, and the headbands and the tablets, and the earrings, the rings and nose jewels. Nose jewels. That shit ain't new. Ain't nothing new under the sun. The changeable suits of apparel, and the mantles, and the wimples, and the crispin pins, the glasses, and the fine linen, and the hoods, and the vials. It shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell there, it shall be a stink. So instead of your private parts smelling good like you used to, that's why you guys stink. Even when you take a shower, you still can't get that funk away. That's a curse, man. And instead of a girdle, a ring. Instead of you guys having a flat, nice, good stomach, you guys' stomach looks like a damaged brain. All right, and instead of wet, set hair, baldness. Like I said, now do the Israelis that's in Israel right now, are their women bald or balding? No. Or those so-called Jews that say they are Jews but are not, but do lie, that's over there in Israel right now, are their women going bald? No. But when you come over here to America, which is known as Babylon the great city, all right, when you come over here, you see that the Negro women are growing bald because they're the head. That's Judah, all right? And instead of a stomacher, a grinding of sackcloth, that's talking about your stomach again, and burning instead of beauty. Thy man shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. All right? That means all your top gangsters, your big, you know what I'm saying, your big drug dealers and gangster type niggas that you women run towards because, you know, they got the power right now. They got so much bullshit power. When the martial law hit, and the war breaks out, you're going to see who really has the power. Because all those that go with the sword is going to die by the sword. And the sword is talking about them guns. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she shall be desolate. And she, being desolate, shall sit upon the ground. Why? Why is she going to sit on the ground? Because she has no more men that's going to protect her. So that's the only thing that's going to humble you women, is if the Most High take out all the men. That's why he said, I'm going to make men more finer than Ophir. All right?
Shiloh Avenue apartment this morning, the latest we have from police tonight.
Big loss, but this family, as I said, is steeped in their spiritual roots in this community, their faith in God, and with that, they'll be able to get through it.
A loss and a terrible surprise for the families of these two young women. Cousins and mothers found shot to death along with a man inside a second-story apartment at this home on Shiloh Avenue this morning. 13 Web's Rachel Glazer has been talking to family members and police tonight. I know information has been slow in coming, but what do we know about these victims?
Well, the ME's office hasn't released the official name, so we don't know for sure, but the family has identified the two victims as Jacqueline and Jermella Simmons.
Okay.
They're cousins, they live together, young mothers, both in their 20s. Jacqueline had a daughter, Jermella had 2 children, and from what we hear from community members, they were both involved in congregations, highly active in their church, loving and devoted mothers.
And the third man found, we do not know his identity, hopefully tomorrow. What are police actually saying at this point about their investigation?
Well, we know that a relative went by the house this morning to check in on them and walked in, saw what appeared to be a body, panicked, left, immediately called 911. Police came in and found 2 more bodies. All 3 died of an apparent gunshot wound, and that's really all police are saying. They won't comment on the condition of the house when they went in, if a weapon was found, so we're still waiting on a lot of information.
They did have some reassuring news to neighbors who might be concerned about their safety, didn't they?
They said that they understand why this raises concern, but they don't think that people living in the area are in any kind of immediate danger. But, you know, it does scare you.
Yeah.
You know, triple homicide is what they're saying. So they're trying to get this done as fast as possible, but as more details come out, that'll help.
All right, well, hopefully tomorrow we'll stay on it. Thank you, Rachel. Other news now, there are still questions over whether Congressman Tom Reed broke House
Rochester. From your breaking news and weather authority, this is 13 Wham News at 11 in high definition.
Many questions tonight about what led to the deaths of 3 people inside the second-story apartment of this home on Chilai Avenue in Rochester today. That crime scene discovered by a relative. Good evening, I'm Don Alhay.
And I'm Jenny Ryan. Police say all 3 victims were apparently shot to death. While police have not released the names of the victims, family members say 2 of the victims were cousins, Jacqueline Simmons and Jermella Simmons, both young mothers, living at that apartment together. The third victim, an unidentified man. 13 Wham's Rachel Glazer talked to the families and police tonight. Rachel, what'd you learn?
Today, family members tonight, they're still trying to figure out what happened, waiting to get more information from police, including the identity of the third victim. Behind the yellow tape, family members watched 3 bodies get carried out of the apartment building.
It comes as a terrible surprise to everyone. It's a big loss.
Obviously, this was a serious crime. We recognize how serious it is, and we're going to handle it accordingly, and we're going to put our resources into this investigation to do what we need to do.
2 women and a man were found dead in a second-floor apartment. A relative first discovered one of the bodies Monday morning.
A family member came by this morning with one of the children and discovered a body.
According to the family, 24-year-old Jacqueline Simmons and her daughter lived at the apartment with her cousin, Jermella Simmons, also in her early 20s. She was the mother of 2 children. Police would not say if any children were home, and it's unclear when the victims were killed.
These young women were active members in the faith community as a part of their congregations and loving, doting mothers of their children.
Family members say they don't know who the male victim is.
Well, the family is doing it as best as they can under the circumstances. This comes as a shock to all of us.
Police would not say if the victims were targeted or if a gun was found inside the apartment. With no one in custody, police stress it's very early in the investigation. Family members said they're going to go to the medical examiner's office tonight to try to positively ID the victims, and then they hope to get more answers from police. In the newsroom, I'm Rachel Glazer.
I bet you did.
This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than a golden wedge of Ophir, which means he's going to start killing off men, and when he starts killing off men, the women going to die too. That's why you got that triple homicide, all right? And it's going to take more than just having faith in God, brother and sisters. You have to have faith in Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. If you're just saying God, Jesus, Christ, and all that other bullshit, you're not going to get in, all right? Now, you hear her supposedly speaking in tongues. What tongue is that? What language are you speaking? Alright? You're not speaking a real language, you're speaking gibberish and bullshit. Alright? When he says that you'll be speaking in tongues, he's talking about an actual language. We speak ancient Hebrew. We speak on the Phoenician Hebrew. Alright? Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, which is Yahweh in the name Yahweh Shai. See, we know what the heck we speak. La'af Aratazak, which means know thou murder. It's not know thou shalt not kill. It's know thou murder. There's a difference between killing and murder. When you step on an ant, you killed it. Alright? But if you're intentionally trying to step on ants, then you're murdering them. And we're going to prove that it was actually talking about languages. Alright, this is Genesis 10:5. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, everyone after his tongue, and their families and their nations. Exodus 4:10. And Moses said unto the Lord, O my Lord, I am not eloquent, neither heretofore, for since thou hast spoken unto thy servant, but I am slow of speech and of a slow tongue. Alright? Now I'm going to jump, because it keeps going all over and over and over. Go to past the Psalms. Actually, let me go right here in Psalms. This is Psalms 119 and 172. My tongue shall speak of thy word, for all thy commandments are righteous. Now, when he says that my tongue shall speak of thy word, that means he was speaking in the ancient Hebrew. He was speaking in the language, and he was speaking the Most High's commandments, which is 100% of the tongue. Not that gibberish bullshit that you were just trying to say, oh, a mother's love. I understand that, you know what I'm saying, you lost your loved one, and I feel for you on that one. I understand that. I understand that completely. But don't start doing that fake tongue shit. Alright? Because that's blaspheming the Holy Ghost, and all those that blaspheme the Holy Ghost shall not be saved. But you're not going to be saved in this life nor the next. You're going to be condemned in both lives, man. Alright, so you got to watch what the heck comes out your mouth. Your tongue is an unruly evil. You can't tame it. That's why you ask for forgiveness of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai in that order. Alright? I give all power, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone for showing me this great truth. And shalom and salutations to my brothers and sisters, but mostly my brothers, out there pumping out the truth with sincerity, long-suffering, and longevity. Shalom, Akim.